not to have a job. There's not one manufacturing company in Wisconsin, and they are great jobs that can hire enough people.
The U.S. Commerce Department says Americans also opened their wallets following last year's tax cuts. Companies also increased hiring to replenish depleted inventories.
Check out this video from Chicago today. A small plane made an emergency landing on South Lakeshore Drive. No injuries were reported after the unexpected landing around 3 o'clock this afternoon. The Chicago Fire Department says the plane was experiencing some sort of mechanical problem. And as you can imagine, it caused major back. Pilot nor his female passenger were injured.
New tonight, the UW-Whitewater Police Department says one of its police canines has passed away. Canine Russo recently developed a kidney issue and passed away this morning. Russo was officially sworn into the Whitewater Police Department in June of last year. The department says he was a high-energy 3-year-old Labrador Retriever from Mexico. He worked and lived with his handler, Officer Justin Stuppy.
A serious fungal disease that attacks a popular landscape plant has been found in Wisconsin for the first time ever. It's known as boxwood blight. Boxwoods are popular for hedges and foundation planting, so the Department of Ag, Trade and Consumer Protection wants people to be aware of it, mainly because of the long-term impact of the fungus. The blight starts as brown spots. Experts say if your plants fall victim, dig it up and double bag it. Take it to the landfill so the fungal spores are contained. Otherwise, it could impact your soil for up to 6 years. Madison is known for its great variety of restaurants, and there's always something to eat, no matter what type of food you like.
And now a new restaurant is coming to Madison that is the first of its kind. Our Jamie Perez joins us live in the news center with the details. Jamie?
That's right. So we don't know when this restaurant will open, where it's going to be located, but we do know this restaurant is tackling a lot of social issues, all while serving a meal that can be as expensive or cheap as you want it to be.
If you live in Madison, you've probably seen this restaurant, and even this one. Chef Dave Heidi owns both, named after his own kids. But now there's a third, Little John there on the right. So naturally, he has to open another restaurant to be fair, right?
My family is my life. You know, they mean everything in the world to me. And
this restaurant is not open yet, does not have a location. It doesn't even have a tentative opening day. But it's a concept that wasn't hard for him to digest.
Seeing a lot of people in need and them not having access to stuff.
A pay-what-you-can restaurant, the first of its kind to come to Madison for the right reasons.
50% of the food that we create in the United States ends up in a landfill.
His goal is to get his food from grocery stores' waste at the end of each day. Things that aren't necessarily bad, but just things they can't put on their shelves anymore.
We don't want to serve bad food either, and we don't want to have bad food. We're just going to pick through. Think about like an apple. We're just going to cut out that one tiny little dot, and the rest of the apple is still an amazing good apple.
So he's helping save some perfectly good food from being wasted, but also attacking some other social issues as well, like employing veterans.
Hey, you've got all these people who are really looking for something that they can really feel like they fit in at, and you've got this huge shortage in the restaurant industry. What if we could pair those two up?
The environment benefits, vets benefit. There's something in it for you, too.
The menu is going to change pretty much at least every week, if not every day.
Keeps you on your toes, doesn't it? But what about people who might take advantage of the system?
But they've found that about 80% of people who usually go to pay-what-you-can restaurants end up paying what the original value would be or more. So the idea being that, sure, you might have someone who comes in and scams, but really, I guess I would say if anyone's worried about the scamming part, then, you know, don't come scam us.
Chef Dave also added that he's happy to help those who need the food more than others who don't pay anything when they come to visit. All he wants to do is get food distributed to those who need it most and help save as much food from going to waste as possible.
Yeah, that's a big issue. We will keep people posted as we learn more about this, get a little closer to opening. Jamie, thank you very much.
There's more to come tonight on News 3. When we come back, have you seen this thing floating out on Lake Monona recently?
Well, that is a live look. We'll tell you what it is. Live report coming up next at 6. Welcome back. The Reebok CrossFit Games are less than a week away now.
Some of the fittest athletes in the world are already making their way into Madison, and the city's trying something new this year in the middle of Lake Monona. Our Keely Arthur is live right now on Lake Monona to share how you can take part in the festivities. Keely?
That's right. Well, we all know Madison is a very fit city, but this has to be the epitome of it. A fitness class on a barge in the middle of Lake Monona. Now, this is all for the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games. I have here with me Tyler Leeper of Brittingham Boats. And Tyler, when we think about the CrossFit Games, we think of these world-class athletes, but this is really about community.
That's right. We're all about getting people out here to try out CrossFit, to bring them out onto the lakes, get them involved, and then get them taking one of these free community classes.
So tell me about some of the highlights. This is going to be going on through August 6th. What can people expect out here?
So we're opening up tomorrow morning. We have 3 classes tomorrow, but then every other day we have 5 classes a day, sometimes 6. You can register online at madisonboats.com. All these classes are free. We'll shuttle you out in a free pontoon boat ride out here. You can get on board the Fit Barge, take a class, but then the rest of the time when classes aren't going on, we have a ton of activities from Fit Jenga all the way to Sup Polo that will be out here on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where you can get on a paddle board and then throw a ball back and forth with the paddle, and we'll have teams. So it'll be quite exciting. There's always a reason to come out here and check out the Fit Barge.
And I know people get a little bit scared when they hear the word CrossFit, but there are other things happening out here on the Fit Barge.
That's right. This whole idea behind this was to bring fitness and the excitement and energy of the CrossFit Games to the general public. We're all about figuring out how to get the community out on our lakes, engage them with the lakes, and then also have a healthy, fun recreation where we can get out, have a great time, and enjoy some time together.
And I suspect many people watching this are going to want to get in on this action. How do they do that?
That's right. So there's a couple of easy ways. For the classes, as I mentioned, you do go online to Madison Boats to register for one of the classes. Otherwise, we would love to help you with a canoe, kayak, paddleboard at Brittingham Boats. You can paddle a short distance, just 15 minutes. We have hooks along the barge that will help you out so that you can get out on the barge, have a good time. Otherwise, if you have your own paddlecraft or power boat, we would love for you to come out and visit us as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Tyler. Well, I'm going to go and break a sweat. We have all that information up on our website, channel3000.com. Back to you.
Keely Arthur out on the floating CrossFit barge on Lake Monona. Keely, thank you.
The Reebok CrossFit Games will begin next Wednesday, August 1st. They'll run through the 5th. Held at the Lion Energy Center grounds. Second year now that the games will be here in Madison. Last year, more than 70,000 people attended, generating $12 million in spending throughout the county. And Madison will host the games now through at least the year 2021. As far as ticket information, you can find it at our website, channel3000.com. Still ahead tonight, getting into the football spirit in Madison.
And it's day 2 of Packers training camp in Green Bay. We'll check it out coming up in sports.
Temperatures staying in the 70s for the foreseeable future, but unsettled weather settles into southern Wisconsin. Let's take a look at rain chances in your first alert forecast next.
All right, it's been a little cooler. Feels pretty good, though. We open up the windows, turn off the AC, and is that going to stick around for the weekend, though, Dave?
Well, temperatures are still going to be in the 70s over the next couple of days, Eric and Charlotte, but a little bit warmer, a little bit closer to normal for this time of year. We'll call it seasonably cool weather is here for this weekend and into much of next week as well. But it is seasonably cool for two reasons. One, we have an upper-level low-pressure system close to us, and it will stay close to us over the next couple of days, bringing us some more rain chances, especially later into Saturday and for Sunday and Monday. And really the pattern that we're in is a little bit more typical of the fall and winter months. So we'll enjoy these cooler temperatures while they last, but don't think for 1 second that summer is done and dusted, because I do think those 80-degree temperatures come back as we head into next weekend. We could use a little bit of that rain, though. Not really great rain chances for any particular day, but we're about half an inch to an inch behind schedule across much of Wisconsin. So abnormally dry conditions on the U.S. Drought Monitor have returned to the Badger State in some capacity. July precipitation, you could see why really haven't gotten a lot of rain since last weekend. Just a couple of trace days showing up over the last week. So we could use a little bit of that rain. And precipitation comparison, this is really interesting because, first of all, I acknowledge that there are a lot of numbers on that graphic there, but really what I want you to pay attention to is the departure section. April, May, and June, whether it was rain or snow, well above average for those months. So July, if it stays like this, if it stays dry, we will be below average in precipitation land for the first time in 3 months. Remember, we had that really dry March, then one of the snowiest Aprils on record, one of the wettest Mays on record, and a well above average June. Live look in Madison on the WISC-TV Skycam at mostly sunny skies and temperatures in the low to mid 70s. West-northwest wind at 6 miles per hour. That dew point right at 50. Oh, that is fantastic air that is in town. Temperatures across some other spots, 73 in the Dells, 77 in Boscobel. Other dew points are in the 40s for some of us. Just really comfortable air. Even less humid compared to yesterday when it really wasn't that humid. Wind speeds out of the north and west at about 5 to 10. Close to 15 miles per hour for some spots. Our high temperature trend, as I mentioned, temperatures staying seasonably cool over the next 4 days. I do think that we will touch 80 degrees for a couple of those days, and into next weekend, it looks like temperatures could make it back into the mid 80s. Tonight, temps in the mid 50s, partly comfortable, actually all comfortable, partly cloudy skies. And great sleeping weather on the way once again for tonight. Tomorrow, very mild, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms late, with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Future track showing pretty quiet conditions overnight, with temperatures quickly falling through the 60s into the mid 50s. We'll see partly sunny skies tomorrow with a slight chance of a shower and thunderstorm toward the afternoon and evening. Similar story as we head into Sunday. Maybe some slightly better rain chances on Sunday, but really not by much. We're going to have to keep that umbrella handy for the next couple of days and into next week. None of these days are going to be a washout necessarily, but we'll need to be at the ready with that umbrella. Temperatures in the 80s by next weekend.
Well, it is back to school essentially for Packers rookie Jair Alexander. We'll show you what his favorite part has been so far next in sports. Well, when you're the new kid in class, first day, first week can always be a little nerve-wracking. No different for Packers first-round pick Jair Alexander. The former Louisville cornerback knows experience is a big part of the NFL game, but told us that older guys like Devon House have been great about guiding the way. He spent the offseason in Green Bay except for 1 week that he went home, learning and soaking up the traditions, like riding a fan's bike at the beginning of the day, something he was a fan of.
Man, my first time seeing it, was pretty exciting. It was pretty cool to see. I hate that I couldn't ride every kid's bike. That's something I maybe look forward to doing in the future. Nah, just playing, but it was actually pretty cool just to see all the kids out there and the tradition. So that was definitely cool. It seemed like game day almost. So I was definitely excited about that.
Meanwhile, the Vikings did not practice today to pay their respects to offensive line coach Tony Sparano, who unexpectedly passed away on Sunday. An autopsy revealed that he had heart disease. Now, the entire team, along with players and coaches from other teams, were among those at the funeral in Wayzata, Minnesota. Sparano worked in several different roles in the NFL, including the head coach in Miami and Oakland. He was 56 years old. College football right around the corner as well. The Badgers kick off fall camp on Thursday, August 2nd. But the day before, Wisconsin holding its annual Family Fun Day at Camp Randall, a chance for fans to meet head coach Paul Chryst and their favorite players. Now, admission is free. The Badgers kick off their season under the lights at Camp Randall on Friday, August 31st against Western Kentucky. Other college football news, Alabama head coach Nick Saban continues to make bank. The Crimson Tide and Saban have come to a new agreement that will extend his deal to coach Alabama through 2025. Now, his base salary in 2018 will increase to $7.5 million with an $800,000 bonus. Yes, he is the highest paid coach in college football. Changes to the Brewers rosters tonight. Newly acquired pitcher Joakim Soria activated for tonight's game in San Francisco. Jacob Barb's option down to AAA to make some room for him. First pitch at 9:15 tonight between the Brewers and Giants. Chase Anderson up against Madison Bumgarner. And finally tonight, quite the sight at Yankee Stadium last night. Aaron Judge leaving the game against the Royals after getting hit in the wrist with a pitch. Obviously not a lot of fans feeling great about this, so all those lights that you see there, those are fans actually holding up their lit cell phones as a vigil for his injury. Judge underwent an MRI today, and initial reports have him as day-to-day. This is some 21st century stuff, guys, holding up your cell phone to pay tribute to an injury.
Melissa, thank you very much. We do have some breaking news we want to get to right now. The Madison Fire Department has confirmed to us the Orpheum Theater is being evacuated right now. They say something was smoldering in the walls of the Carroll Street parking ramp nearby.
Right now, we have limited information, but we will have the latest on News 3 at 10 and channel3000.com. Let's get a quick check on weather with Dave.
The weather staying very nice tonight with temperatures falling into the 50s. Tomorrow will be in the upper 70s with a slight chance of showers and storms.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.